Hey guys, welcome back. So, in this lesson, we're going to really be talking about how to leverage your tone so that you can increase your sales. Whatever sales or part of the sales pipeline or process that your prospect is in, your tone and the way in which you talk is going to determine whether or not that person trusts you and moves through the funnel. All right. So, what we have to do is we have to understand that there are certain moments in the script where you're going to want to be excited. You're going to want to be animated. You're going to be talking and you're going to have this little lift in your voice. But when you really need to get something across to the other person, you need to lower your voice and slow down your words. And then you're going to see how they're going to be hanging on the edge of every word, right? And so the idea is to be able to intermix these two things. So we want to make sure that we're not just keeping the same exact tone, even if it's a pleasant tone. You could have a pleasant tone and you could stay at this level, at this voice range, and just have a da 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 all the way through your script, whether that's an appointment setting script or whether that's a sales script. And the problem with that is that it essentially numbs the prospect. They're not paying attention to you anymore because there's no change. That's why when you want to fall asleep, you usually put on something that has the same melody or a soft melody because it's easy to listen to and it starts to relax you. And we don't want the prospect to necessarily be relaxed. We want them to make a decision. And in order to get someone to make a decision for whatever stage of the funnel that we're in, we have to make sure that we're changing up our tone. So I'm going to give you some tips from an appointment setting standpoint, like where the tonality should change. And then I'm also going to talk to you about the sales side of things and where the tonality should change and give you a few examples of each. So if I'm setting an appointment for someone, the very beginning where I'm actually getting them on the phone and I'm getting them hooked, so to speak, where I can continue talking to them, needs to be the most energetic. So for instance, if someone was on the phone and they picked up the phone, I would say, "Hey, John," notice there's a lift in my voice. "Hey, it's Jennifer over at SKC. Hey, I was just giving you a quick call because I saw your information just came through." Do you see how I'm like, da, 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 da? I'm excited, I'm energized, I'm pumped. I want them to hear a friendly voice on the other side. This part is super important because I only have like 2 to 3 seconds to actually get them to stay on the phone with me. That's it. Otherwise, they're hanging up, they're thinking it's a spam call. And you have to realize that we are calling them, or you are calling them, and you have to sound different than a spam call. You have to sound different than, "We were calling to renew your car warranty." Like you have to sound different than that. And if you sound the same as that, you're going to get hung up on. You just are. The other thing, if you notice, one of the things I just did there is I said, "Hey, John." So you're going to be using the prospect's name right away as if you knew them. "Hi, John. Is that you?" Like that's the kind of tonation that you want when you're engaging. Okay, so that's on the appointment setting side. Now let's shift it over. You're meeting someone, you're about to do a sales conference with them, maybe an introductory lesson, maybe an upgrade conference, but you're meeting them for the first time, or maybe you're meeting them again, right? You want to be energized and enthusiastic when you're meeting someone. You want to be friendly. So when I come up, "Hey, you must be Johnny. Is that right? Hey, I'm Miss Jennifer. I'm going to be your instructor for the day. Are you Mrs. Smith? Hey, Mrs. Smith, Jennifer Waters. Pleasure to meet you." So again, excited, friendly, engaged. I need to instantly build rapport so that they feel comfortable. You're not moving them along the next stage or the next step of the funnel until they feel like they can trust you and they're engaged with you. Hopefully that makes sense. Are you still with me? Come on, come on. Got to hang in there. Stick with me. So let's go back to the appointment setting. When do you change your voice from this really high, energetic point to more serious point? Well, typically in the appointment setting script, you're going to start off very energetic. Then you're going to start asking and diving into their problems, the things that they are having issues with for their child, for themselves, whatever. And when you do this, you need to move forward with care and concern. So the 2 C's, care and concern. I want to move forward with that. "Hey, so tell me a little bit more about why you want to help Johnny with his focus." Notice how I slowed down, kind of leaned in. That if I was on the phone, I would be slowing down my pace. This is important because I want to take that prospect from, hey, yeah, so it's great to meet you and everything, but let's go ahead and dive in. Like, what's the main reason why you're on the call today? It looks like you mentioned earlier focus was something you guys are working on. Tell me about that. So now I'm slowing it down. I'm letting the prospect tell me what's going on. And then the same thing if I'm over in the sale and I've already done the greeting and we're doing the lesson and I'm starting to really dig into what is actually happening. Like, why are they there? What's the real problem? Hopefully, I've already got notes that I can utilize, right? So those notes would be something along the lines of, hey, so I was taking a look at my notes and it says right here that you guys are really concerned about focus for Johnny, like something about school. So tell me a little bit more about that. Notice the concern in my voice. I narrow my eyes a little bit. I lean in. I change my tone. This is important to create that instant connection where the person feels safe telling you what their real problem is. Okay? Let's hop back over to appointment setting. Once that prospect has told you what their issue is, the next thing you do is you have to take them on the journey of discovering exactly how you can help them. You have to acknowledge what the difficulty is. Okay, so you're telling me that focus has been an issue and you really just want Johnny to be able to follow directions the first time. Does that sound about right? So I acknowledge it, and then I'm going to jump over into the solution that we have. Well, cool. Well, I definitely believe that we can help you with that. Can I tell you a little bit more about what our process looks like? Right? So I'm taking a little step. Maybe I was down here and now I'm going to be like, oh, can I tell you a little bit more about our process looks like or what we do next, the next step? They say yes. Ta-da, I'm coming up another level. Cool. So the first step is for you guys to come in for an introductory lesson and evaluation. So I'm bringing my tonality back up. Not as high as in the beginning, but definitely higher than I was at. My tonality is back into it. Now let's flip back over to the sales. So after they've given you the concern, after you've gone through the steps there, you've really leaned in, you figured out, I got you. Well, I definitely believe we can help out with that. So it's the same process, right? We can help with that. So let me understand this clearly. The main thing is we want Johnny to listen the first time. We want him to be respectful at home. And if you could do those things, it would be amazing, right? That could totally transform everything. Yes, that's exactly right. Okay, awesome. Well, let me go ahead and walk you through what our process looks like. Does that sound fair? So I'm just slowly coming up. Now, when I go through this process in the next stage on both the appointment setting and the sales part, like I said, a little bit of lift of tonality, but not over the top excited. And we're going to sell you this and we're going to do this and blah, 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 blah. That's too much. Bring it down a notch. Hold your energy, hold it in, explain what the process is, and then you move to the close. What's the close? On the appointment setting call, it's to set the appointment. On the actual sale and the intro lesson or whatever you call it, it's to get the cash, to make a transaction, to make a student. If you do both of those things on each of those calls, it should be simple. I've got this time or this time, which works better for you. Visa or MasterCard, cash or credit, which works better for you. Like, that's the tonality. I've already came up, I've came down, and now I'm at the finish line. And then I'm going through answering any questions that they have, going back and setting the appointment or closing the deal. Tonality is everything. After you close the deal on both either the appointment setting or the actual sale, you need to reinforce. So you're going to come right back and you're going to go, awesome, I've got you down for this time and this time. We are looking forward to meeting you. Very confident and upbeat. The sale is concluded. Awesome. We've got you set. You're going to be coming back in for your next class. Super pumped by you guys being here. I'm glad that you're starting this journey. Confident and upbeat. And that is how tonality and how you can leverage tonality to work with that prospect to get them through to the next sale. It's huge, guys. It's absolutely huge. And you want to make sure that you're doing it on a regular basis. I'll catch you guys on the next video.